Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Zion Oil and Gas and kind of some things to look out for moving forward and some plans to have as well. So it's been since November 23rd, 2021 that they released that they've completed the drilling phase of their MJ2 well out in Israel. Okay, so we'll take a look at that really quickly, and then we'll talk about what could be coming in hopefully the weeks ahead. It said they completed their drilling phase, says Robert Dunn, CEO, and it says they had drilled 18,141 feet with a 6-inch open hole at the depth. The primary zone of interest contains encouraging shows of hydrocarbons. A full set of detailed and comprehensive tests including neutron density, sonic, gamma, and resistivity logs paired with well testing will commence during the coming weeks. Based on these logs and analysis, additional zones of interest may be identified and tested. All testing equipment and personnel are in Israel, and Zion is assembling the required equipment at the well site for comprehensive testing. So this was a year ago, okay, that they found positive sides of hydrocarbon. They said they had everything on site and all the people they needed to test. However, they did say they would test additional zones of interest. However, I don't think anyone, anyone could imagine that it was going to take a full year to, to get the results of that. Okay, a full year. All right. So that was from November 23rd, 2021. That was the press release, and then come time in May 11th of 2022, here is the next press release that we had, where it says they filed for a new exploration license. And so they filed for a new exploration license on the same 99,000 area as the previous 401 license and the current 428 license. The new exploration license application will further our current and future work plans. Still haven't gotten, I don't think, any notification on as far as if that happened. I don't believe. We'll check the updates here in a second. It says all well testing, completion, and stimulation equipment are at the Haifa port on the location in Israel for the next phase of Zion's operation. Well, what is that next phase? We still really don't know yet. And it says Zion's MJ2 well has been completed through casing, liner, and cementing. Ongoing operations include well stimulation and DST testing. All necessary equipment to conduct well stimulation and DST testing are in country despite the global logistic backlog. Simultaneously with the new exploration license, Zion has submitted a petition seeking administration approval of a term of 3 years of the 428 exploration license under their petroleum law. Okay, so this is where it kind of gets a little confusing, because they said they had everything on site, and all of a sudden they talk about DST testing and they're saying it's at the port, and it's actually not on site like they originally said. And then we come all the way to let's see, so we're back in May, and then let's go to August and check out August. What's the timeline in August say? It says we have received extension of our license for 6 months, and this is when they appointed Frank Starr. All right, and Frank Starr basically has 30 years of experience in the oil and gas operations, reservoir engineering, acquisitions, and management. So this is where things kind of got a little bit interesting, because it talks about all the things that Frank Starr has done and all the success that he's had in his other projects. Okay. That was kind of a good thing for us to look at as, oh, okay, well, we're hiring this guy. There's got to be a reason, right? Well, then 2 weeks later, we get another update. So let's take a look at this update. It says, most of you know our MJ2 operations are currently in the testing stage. Okay, this is, Jesus. At this point, you're like, yeah, we know you're testing. What in the heck is taking you so long? Specifically, the drill stem testing is in process and will continue over the next few weeks. Multiple zones have been treated in the past couple of months, despite unforeseen logistical hurdles, including a pump failure, chemical issues, and equipment transportation delays, resulting in delays of operation the past 3 weeks. Nevertheless, we're pleased to see progress we've made, and will of course publish material news when they become available to all of our shareholders and to the public. Okay, it's kind of the same story. Then we're ghosted for about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and then we come time for October 3rd. It says we enter into the Jewish holiday season. We are encouraged by the results. Tell us the frickin' results. Tell us something. Particularly with respect to the lower of the two prospective zones we have perforated near the final drilling depth of the well. The lower zone, which is approximately 20 meters in thickness, is our primary zone of interest. Although we're encouraged, more work remains, and we have no assurance that this will produce hydrocarbons in commercial quantities, because you are taking so freaking long. It's costing you so much money that you don't know if it's going to actually be commercially viable, because you put so much money into this freaking well, or whether the well ultimately is proven to be successful. We currently are facing a downhole obstacle in the form of heavy water influx from the upper zone, inhibiting the potential flow of the lower zone. After consultation with the outside experts, we plan to isolate and neutralize the heavy water influx by procuring a 4.5-inch packer and installing it below the heavy water zone and above our primary zone. But we have no assurance this procedure will be successful. So that they say it twice in there, like, hey, we're doing this, but we don't know if it's going to work. Okay, that was the last, the last thing from October the 3rd was whenever they said that, and then this is from November the 15th. This is the most recent update. Operations are continuing to move forward. We confirm that we have acquired the packer and the attendant tools needed to isolate the lower prospective zone from the heavy water influx that previously impeded testing efforts. Okay, I get that. I get that we're testing this zone. What about the other zones you said you've already tested? Okay, I'm just kind of ranting here, so just forgive me. We anticipate completing the crucial step in the next few weeks. All right. Now, for Zion Oil and Gas, the next few weeks could be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Well, let's just call it like it is. All right. You could hear something in the next week. You could hear something in January. I expect something in December. But if my opinion, either way, if I'm releasing good news or bad news, I'm going to go ahead and release it in December if I got it. So I could either, have, a lot of good news and excitement coming into the new year, or I can give people time to fathom the bad news for that month of December and start moving forward into the new year. Just calling it like it is. So it says we confirm that we have acquired the packer, blah, blah, blah. We anticipate over the next few weeks, barring unforeseen circumstances, the DST testing of the primary zone should proceed after that. Okay, so this brings us ever closer to our goal, never being presumptive, nevertheless cautiously optimistic. We'll publish material news as it becomes available. Okay, so now we've gotten through all that. With all that being said, what is going to happen? So if they come out and they release positive testing results and they say that this well is commercially viable, what in the world is going to happen? Well, what happens in any other stock, specifically an OTC stock that has a bunch of followers, that has a bunch, like people have just been waiting and been on edge. When they release some type of big news, boom, you get an explosion in the price. All right. Now, how big that explosion is going to be, you don't know. All right. So be prepared and don't feel bad to take some profits if and when that happens. Okay. Have some specific price points in mind of when you would either maybe, some of us or some of you or whoever has been in the stock for a while, and some of you are like, my price per share is super high, I just want to break even and get out. Or your average of this stock may be pretty close to what it is now, and 60 cents, 80 cents, $1, which I'm shooting low if they announce commercial viability, could still change someone's life dramatically, and you could always get back in at that point. Okay, whenever it shoots up and on a pullback, you could always buy more and kind of go from there. or it's everyone's going to be different. Okay, I'm not saying it's only going to go that high if they announce that. I'm just saying have a plan in place of what's going to be the best for you, and that way your emotions are in check, and you're not kind of bouncing around thinking, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do, or what are these people telling me to do, what is that person telling me to do. Focus on what you're supposed to do and what your plans are and what's best for yourself. Okay. However, if they come out and say anything about the well's not commercially viable, okay, which is what happened in MJ1, or they come out and they kind of jerk us around more saying, hey guys, we just need some more time, I think the thing's going to go lower. All right. And if it indeed does go lower, let's say it goes to 5 cents, 1 cent, depending on the situation of why it's going down there, then I would definitely come in and look to buy a sizable amount of shares, because if it's not something that, says, hey, the company's done, it's over, we're out, and it says we have future plans to do X, Y, Z, then in my opinion, well, okay, that's a decent opportunity for me to come and buy and potentially profit off of that. However, you want to be extremely careful at this point. And I'll be very clear, I haven't bought anything of this company, pretty much all year. Okay, I've just been watching and waiting and trying to be patient, because either way, in my opinion, it's going to benefit me somewhat, some which way or the other. Of they're commercially viable, boom, I'll make my profit, awesome. They come out and they say, oh, we need some more time, we're gonna keep doing this, keep doing that, and the price falls, then I'm gonna look at this as, okay, this could be a potential buying opportunity. But I'm just telling you now, anyone who is not in this stock currently right now, I would not recommend coming in and buying right now. I would recommend waiting and watching and just paying attention to exactly what's happening with the company. Okay, subscribe to our channel if you're not, because we update you on this. Join the Facebook group, go to StockTwits, go to Zion Oil and Gas, and sign up for their updates. Okay, and if you sign up for their updates, whenever they send an email out or a press release out, you get that email or the update. Okay, but I can't say enough about how risky it is at this point, because you don't know what those results are going to come back as. Okay, and I think that another thing you could do is, if you're believing this long term, is I guess buy a small amount, just so you can kind of follow the company and see kind of what's going on with the price action. You can just check it on your phone and stuff and see, like, oh, it's up 10%, down 5%, whatever. I do that with other companies as well, just as I'm kind of accumulating and keeping up with them. But at this point here, guys, it's going to go obviously one way or the other, and we're hoping over the next couple of weeks we can get some transparency and some clarification on what's happening. So sorry for the longer video and kind of the rant here, but I just kind of want to emphasize to everyone, have a plan of action, whether it's good news, have a plan of action whether it's bad news. And then for new people who are sitting here on the fence of, should I buy, should I buy, should I buy? Everyone's saying to buy, everyone's saying to do this and do that. Guys, I'm telling you here, if you're not in yet, just sit on the sidelines, maybe have some cash available, because this is something that could potentially, rise in the near future. However, it could drop in the near future as well. So I would just, if you're a new person here watching, and maybe just kind of sit on the sidelines and watch what's happening here. But in my opinion, I would assume over the next couple of weeks we should get something. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be the update or the full transparent results of what we need. I'm hoping it is, because I know people are getting tired of waiting, and I know I am as well. I would rather just kind of know what in the heck is going on out there, and just kind of rip the band-aid off and tell us this is what our plans are, this is what the results are, and just kind of go from there. So anyway, guys, sorry for the longer video. Just wanted to go over a couple of things here, give you some thoughts and opinions. Let me know your comments below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.